Hello everybody and welcome back to more Battle Brothers. I'm Liz. Today is video number, what is it? 65. This is just stellar how fast we're turning these videos through, and I actually am enjoying all the gameplay. It's not just like rush to get this shit done. It's great! I played some Pendor yesterday. I got 4 videos recorded for it. I'm going to need to play some more tonight, but right now I wanted to get back into Battle Brothers a little bit. Get a few of these guys done. And the first thing I want to do here is talk about what I've been talking about for the last several videos now is sort of my plan for an endgame build. And if we look at somebody like Cunnold here, I've actually started him down this line already with Student and Gifted. And who else? Who else was new? Bertwin, but he's going to get his own build, so we're not going to look at him just now. Would it be nice if he had a little bit higher range skill than 50, but he has 2 stars in it, so hopefully we can get some 4s. Basically, we're guaranteed a 3 in this every turn. We should get a 4 in it every turn. These guys had 2, and they basically always get 4. So if I can get 40 more range skill on him, that'll put him at 9. Yeah, that'll be beautiful. Bertwin will be right on par with these guys by the time he reaches level 11. It's just going to take a while to get there. Wow. Okay, so who else is the new guy? Not Havard. Rymar here. Yeah, Rymar. So here, I'm going to go over what I initially considered to be my Not every person will get this, but many of the people, many of the brothers will get something similar to this with minor variations. But I have changed my mind. So I'm going to go over what it initially was, and then I will say how I've changed my mind on that. So the initial plan was to start with Student, because at this point I can give people good armor and all that stuff and keep them alive a little bit more better, you know, great grammar there. But yeah, I went with Student. We don't need to go with something else first anymore. We can afford to use Student, and you get the perk back when you hit level 11. We took Gifted. Gifted is a wildcard perk. Gifted is a wildcard that could be substituted for either Colossus, Steelbrow, Quick Hands, or Recover for the most part. Or on a Sergeant, Fortified Mind, if I'm going to build a new Sergeant. Or on an Archer, Bullseye. And there's other things as well. You could substitute for belts and bags and belts on like an Archer or a utility character. Or you can substitute it for Pathfinder if you're trying to build a lightweight Pathfinder squad. There's a lot of other possibilities in here. Or Adrenaline. My views on Adrenaline have kind of changed. I used to view it as a really useful perk for the backline, where you didn't really build up a lot of fatigue, because using Adrenaline builds up fatigue. So I used to view it as sort of a really good perk for the backline, where your pikes, where they're not building up fatigue anyway, so they can do it to guarantee that they go first in the next line. But then I realized that as long as you're not fighting Undead or the Ancient Legion, because they're not building up much fatigue in the back line, they're basically going to go first every turn after the first turn anyways, right? Like, they have the least fatigue on the battlefield, they will act first. So Adrenaline is just building up fatigue to accomplish what you would have gotten anyway. So my views on Adrenaline have sort of changed. It still has uses, but I don't think it's one of those top tier perks that I kind of initially had sort of suspected it would be for these people in the back. Anyway, Gifted and its alternatives. The alternatives for Gifted have to be in these first 2 tiers. You can't take an alternative from the 3rd tier because you don't have access to it yet when you have to take Gifted. Like, you need to take 2 perks before you get access to this tier. So the alternatives being Quick Hands, Steelbrow, Fortified Mind on a Sergeant, Bullseye on an Archer, Colossus on anybody. Crippling Strikes is possible, but I think I'm just going to dump Crippling Strikes, guys. For most of my people, I'm going to dump it. And Recover. Those are the big likely alternatives. At the next perk, the 3rd perk is, always going to be Brawny at this point. Because I have the money, and I have the armor, and I have access to heavy armor immediately for these people. They get Brawny ASAP, and they get put into heavy armor ASAP. If they are a 2-hander character, or an Archer, they are not going to get rotation. If they are a shield user, they will get rotation and shield expert, and I am debating whether they get taunt. Obviously, a Sergeant is going to get to rally the troops. At the next tier, we can get a mastery now if we want to take a mastery now. If we don't want to take a mastery now, the other options are going to be things like Quick Hands, Steel Brow, or Colossus if we did not take them already. But the basic line is going to be take a mastery. At the next level, the basic thing, and again, because we have some freedom up here now, we might have more perks back here that allow us to take higher tier perks. But at the next level, the first thing that I'm going to prioritize is going to be Underdog. Later in the game, if you're not familiar with Battle Brothers, you have a party of 12. You face a party of 30 orcs. You face a party of 70 Ancient Legion. Basically, you get your ass surrounded. And because you're using these big-ass heavy weapons and you got good defenses and all that kind of stuff, you want to step away from your party so that you can do the big AoE swings and stuff, and that gets you surrounded a little bit more. The ideal situation for a great axe user, for example, or the Berserk chain as well, because it does the 360 no-scope, the ideal situation for them is to be completely surrounded. So we want that Underdog for show, faux show. And remember, my design here is don't get hit. So Underdog directly influences don't get hit. That's 5% for every enemy around you that it's reducing it. Or alternatively, 10% if somehow they happen to have Backstabber. I'm not sure what AI enemies have Backstabber, but some of them may. I'm not 100% on that, though. The next basic perk, which again, there's a lot of, depending on what we take up here, that might unlock things ahead of time and all that kind of stuff. The next basic perk that we're going to prioritize is Berserk. Because, I mean, you've seen how amazing Berserk is. The thing about Berserk, though, is you want to have a mastery before you really get into it, unless it's a pike character, because you're going to eat the shit out of your fatigue using Berserk. And then after Berserk, the next sort of primary thing that we want to go into is going to be Killing Frenzy to top off the columns here. That extra 25% damage for 2 turns is super, super duper important. Not Indomitable. Indomitable, yes, on shield users. But Killing Frenzy, because, you know, awesome sauce, basically. The other perks that we have to reach back to get, and we might take at different periods in time, Reach Advantage, also very important. I should note, this does not add 20 to your melee and range defense for each hit. It adds 20%. So if you have 20 in melee defense, it will add... it'll add 4 melee defense for each hit you get. But if you swing and you hit 3 things with your greatsword, that's going to be 12 extra melee defense, 12 extra range defense if you had 20. But the idea is, I want to get my people into the 20s and 30s in their defenses before we hit level 11, and then we're going to be taking a point in it basically every level after level 11 as well. So, yeah, I should get some good use out of range advantage, or reach advantage. It's really important, and I think it's super, super duper important in this aspect. Now, Battle Forged. We have to reach back to get Battle Forged. It reduces the damage that your armor takes when it gets hit, which is important because we will occasionally take a few minor hits, hopefully to just our armor. And we want to be able to mitigate those. That's the only, like, real thing in the basic must-have perks that takes into account the fact that we will get hit every now and then. I guess you could say Brawny does, but Battle Forged. Now, the other 2 perks. At level 10 and, well, at level 11, we get 2 perks because we have Student. The other 2 perks at this point have to choose between Backstabber, Quick Hands, Steel Brow, Colossus, and Recover. And I used to feel that one of these was mandatory to be Backstabber. But then I thought to myself, well, you know, once again, when you're out fighting 30 fucking enemies doing AoE sweep attacks and all kinds of crazy shit, you honestly don't have those flanks on people a lot of the time. And when you get 100, 120, 130 melee skill, you don't really need Backstabber anymore to get that plus 10% for each ally surrounding. Like, you're gonna hit the vast majority of attacks. So maybe Backstabber isn't necessary in here. Maybe Backstabber is one of those things that helps you earlier in the game when you need those percentages, but by the time you build somebody up who's got really apeshit melee skill, maybe we don't need Backstabber anymore. So maybe I could take Steelbrow instead. Steelbrow is super important, in my opinion, now. Getting hit in the head, oh my god! It makes such a difference, especially when you're building with only 58 HP. Even if you have a bunch of defense, if they get that lucky headshot, you're going to go down to like 5 HP. And, well, maybe not 5. You're probably going to get hit in the head for about 30, most likely, if you get hit by a crossbow or something. But, like an Arbalister hits you, you're going to get hit for a little bit more. But let's say you get hit in the head, and you have 10 HP or less remaining, right? If you have 10 HP or less remaining, a hammer. Do I have a hammer in my inventory? No, I don't even have a hammer. Do I have a hammer on somebody? No, I don't. Okay. All right. Well, a hammer's basic attack, for the record, is if it hits you, it does a guaranteed minimum of 10 HP damage to you. Like, it's not just, you know, may ignore X amount of armor. If a hammer connects and does damage to your armor, it will do a bare minimum of 10 HP damage. Not 0 to whatever, 10 minimum. So if you only have 58 HP, you can only get hit 6 times with that. And if you get crit, and then a hammer just swings and just gets a lucky connect that does it gets a super low damage roll. Hardly touches your armor at all. But it still hits you for 10 HP because that's the bare minimum it can hit for. You're fucking dead. Just like that. Your super guy who you've invested so much time into is just dead. And you might lose equipment as well as a result of it. So having some crit immunity is really good. And on the same line with that, I really like the idea of having Colossus. So Hagen's build here that I thought was going to be a little suboptimal because I took both Gifted and Colossus is actually looking to fall pretty much right in line with where I want him to be. He's a little low on melee skill, but we can always get him more melee skill as we go. He's also a little low on melee defense and range defense, but we can basically once we hit level 11, every veteran level is going to be 1 melee skill, 1 range defense, 1 melee defense every single time. Unless I feel I need a little fatigue, every level is going to be that, right? So, and we might have the event with him where he does the hay baling, and he's going to get melee skill for that if that happens. So I actually feel that he is possibly built pretty damn well right now. We could get him Steelbrow to protect him, and I don't need to feel bad about it, which is fascinating. So, for example, he gets his level 10 and 2 level 11 perks. For him, we could take Steelbrow, we can take Battle Forged, and we can take Killing Frenzy. So we're sacrificing Quick Hands. We're not going to be switching him to a dagger and stabbing people in the eyes. And we're not going to be switching him to a reach weapon and killing people with extra reach on him. But, I mean, he's still going to be pretty good. And those are really good tactics, by the way. Having a reach weapon on your two-handers is super good. But, you know, maybe we just sacrifice that and we have a guy who's just not going to fucking die, right? Anyway, I don't want to spend this entire video talking about builds and all that kind of crap. I just wanted to sort of go over the basics here and the absolute must-haves, of course, on, you know, any general character being Brawny, some form of mastery for the fatigue reduction, Underdog, Berserk, Killing Frenzy, Battle Forged. Even on archers, Brawny and Battle Forged, I think, are really important. I said Killing Frenzy already. On defensive characters, you know, Shield Expert and Rotation, maybe Taunt, Indomitable, probably, if I can swing it. But those are basically the absolute must-have perks. And one of the must-haves that I used to have, Backstabber, I don't think it's as must-have as I used to think it was when you get into endgame. So, what were we doing? Hohenberg. We were at Hohenberg. Looks like we didn't do much here. We have 12.7 thousand cash bucks. No particularly fancy armor. They have a nasal helmet, but I don't want that. They do have a heavy lamellar armor, but we're not going to pick that up. Do you remember, ooh, tools. I got some tools. I've got some food, but a lot of it was expiring, wasn't it? Okay, 15 bread will. I got a little bit of other food that'll last for a while, though, so we're fine for that. You remember Collenberg was actually selling to us for below cost? Yeah, that's amazing. So what did I want to do? Was I going looking for trouble in this one, or was I going looking for contracts? And where did I come from at this point? This is what happens when it's been like, you know, a day and I do Pendor first and I don't watch the video ahead of time. Well, how about we head south? I'm going to guess we probably have not been down south for a little while. So let's take a look at Shankai, Grafenide, Nevaland, Sudshans, Brookwall, Collenberg, all this stuff. And see if we can't find ourselves a contract or 2 or 16 to do over here. Who is our party currently before we end up fighting these brigands? Let's actually just stop. Where are those brigands? I don't want to fight them in the forest if I don't have to. Okay, they're closing on me. Holy shit, 2 sections of brigands. I don't want to fight them together. Yeah, 30 fucking brigands all at once. Who is in our group? We have Edmund Hugo on the Sword Brothers here on the flank. We also have Torleif with his cleaver. And is he a master yet? No, he is not. We are going to get you cleaver mastery, sir. I love this cleaver so much. After using it that first time, holy shit, I love it. Jest, Wolfgang, Hagen, and Ulfert. Ulfert, do we need you in? You still have felt useless in reserve, and honestly, Reimar here is getting felt useless in reserve as well. I think we could probably afford to put Reimar in now. Well, let's keep Ulfert in for 1 more, and then we'll deal with that. 2 sets of brigands. I don't want to fight them both together. And it looks like we're on par to fight them both together. Okay, I think I can get them separate right now if we did this. Because this guy's too far away. I don't think he's following us anymore. So what do they have? They have some thugs, a few marksmen, and some raiders. No leader. Okay, we did get them alone. But that other group of brigands is pretty close as well. So some thugs, a few marksmen, and some raiders. We do need to be careful. Our new archer is not exactly well protected yet. Actually, he's got good gear now that I look at it. Never mind. So they have light crossbow, regular crossbow, and a short bow. Good. Good, good, good. We don't have immediate shots, but we could take aim shots, and I think I like the idea of that because we have 75% on this guy. Boom! Suck my balls, crossbow. And I wonder why I'm not advertiser friendly on Battle Brothers videos. I think video 2 got claimed as well as not advertiser friendly, but then, oh, you don't have mastery yet. So you, sir, are going to need to take shots up in the front. Yeah, I don't need to worry about a shitty wooden flail going for my head. This guy could potentially hurt. This guy... Is that a thug? Yeah. This guy could hurt us, maybe. I'm actually much more defended against these than I used to be. This raider with the arming sword is probably the most dangerous, and cleavers hurt, but I have a lot of armor, so they do less against me because I have armor. Let's go for the big guy and miss them both because, you know, reasons. And then let's do our shooty shoot down here and killy kill him, please. 74%! Oh, I hit the guy in the middle the first... Damn it! For fuck's sake, Liz. Cuddled, is this your only weapon? It is indeed your only weapon. So, just wait up here on the high ground and we're going to take some stabby stabs on these guys. Hopefully we can make this guy bleed. I want to make you bleed. Oh, man. Man. Actually, makes me think of Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the jungle. I want to watch you bleed. Anyway, that's a little creepy. We're going to hold our turn this time. I mean, I could step out into this, but if I step out into this, I'd just be sweeping these 2. I could step... No, I can't step out up to there to hit this guy. I can step out down to here to hit these 2 if I'd rather do that. You know, do I want to do that? Then I'm sacrificing the spear wall, but the spear wall is shit anyway. Does Hagen have an underdog? Hagen does have underdog. Okay, let's do it, bro. That's a 1. Unfortunately, I moved forward so I don't get another attack, but that was good. That was good. That was mighty, mighty good, Hagen. And maybe if they move into a good position, you can get a triple kill on the next turn. Maybe. Maybe. You can creep up and kill this guy, though. Yeah, I like that. So if we're just going to step up, should we just commit to stepping up? Should we just make this a thing? Let's make it a thing. And you, sir, you should probably come up to here to give this guy the reach around, because these guys both don't have shields, and you're better engaging somebody with a shield because you have a flail. Wolfgang! Let's deal with this guy. Nada. Notice how we are actually stepping away from our archers here, and the archers have already acted. Let's just step Torleif in front of Bertvin here from this direction, just to provide him some cover. I think Raymond is going to be okay. He's got 62 HP, but Bertwin here is a little bit more not dangerous, a little bit more in danger. Crossbows are going to creep forward to do something. Let's kill him. Nice. You can't move down. Fine. Don't bother with it then. I know I spear-walled you. I'm sorry, bro. I'm going to move you ahead now. That was... Ooh, okay. Do we move you into here? I think you can handle it, Edmund. Let's do it to it. He's already in retreat. Let's take a swing at this guy. We don't morale him. That's fine. Oh, maybe I should have moved you up. Oh, I probably should have moved you up. No, you're engaged with this guy. You couldn't move up. Well, you could, potentially. You'd have a chance at moving up, but... I think this is the correct place for you. They have a shield here, and another shield here, and another one up here, so you do want to be on the upper end. We do want just where they have shields as much as possible, or alternatively, where we have vulnerable people without head armor, because, you know, we can do the reach around over their shield, or we can just fuck them up like that. As much as I want to get that cleaver in there on these guys, I am going to keep you here just a little bit longer. He's going to move. He shot last turn. He moved and shot last turn, didn't he? So he needs to reload. He's going to take a shot and miss. That's perfect. Perfect! It would have been really nice if we would have killed their archers, like 2 of these guys last turn, or 1 of them last turn. So we'd only have to deal with 1 of them this time, but whatever. We'll make it happen. 66%! Get the kill! Or, you know, glide the arrow straight over his freaking head, because that's what you do, apparently. Alright. Okay, never mind. 31s, 33s, or we can go for here. You don't have an aim shot on the guy in the back, do you? No, you don't. We're going to go for the 33s here. We're going to kill him. We're going to go for 31 here. We're going to hit him. We're going to hit him again because we have Berserk. No, we're not. Okay, never mind. I was hoping we would bleed that guy. That'd be really cool if we could have bled that guy. 7%. Yeah, you know what? Go for your 9s here. That's 1 hit. That's good. We need to get you more skill, so... we're not going to get this guy's shield. We have a 56, though, with the cleaver. Let's do it! Oh, I would love to behead you, sir. I would love to behead you. Not going to happen because that happened. And so did that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, Otto. Otto, bro. Edmund is underdog. He is underdog. He's also a berserk killing frenzy motherfucker with an elite shield. He's not going to hit anything as a result of it all. Okay, that's fine. I'll make it work. Wolfgang. 1 more. Yeah. Start closing in on this archer. He's going to run from us, but who knows? Maybe he'll do something stupid and not run. Hugo, this guy is in full retreat. I can get you through to this crossbow, which is in retreat, but I don't have anybody on his dick right now. The only people who aren't in retreat are these 3 here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I guess, unless you can get on him, which you can't, I guess you're going to step forward and just take a swing. And behead him. Excellent. Then head this way. Yep, that happened. You're done, so creep up so you have better shots on people on the next turn. And, oh my goodness, he escapes! Yeah, that archer is out of here, unfortunately, and I'm not going to be able to snipe him, so... Let's see if I can kill this guy. Yep, so I don't need to worry about that escape. We can hit that guy. We can hit him again, because we berserked. I love berserk on archers so much now. You are not having much luck, Kunold. Let's shoot the guy that we're not going to hit our own guys with if we do miss. You can't swing if I put you there. Let's just put you here, and you can swing on these guys. Gravely wounded and bruised. That's a kill. Good job, Hugo. Hugo the boss. He is way too far away. We will never catch him in time, and I think this battle is done. Although, let's not be too cocky about this. You know, they're in retreat, but maybe they're going to stop retreating and just turn around and fuck us up. That can always happen. Would be better to go after the guy who doesn't have head armor, but whatever. 9 action points. You can't do anything really crazy, so let's just go here. Improve our chances to get these kills. Maybe I should have gone up here instead with you. Yeah, so Hagen gets the kill there. Kunold has no action points. And that's it. He's going to continue to run. We are not going to be able to catch him. So, oh, you finally hit and bled him. Good job, sir. The archers won't do anything. Hugo. Apparently, Hugo really wanted that kill again. Hugo is just going wild. Holy crap. Both him and Edmund are just going wild with those swords a lot of the time. Now, you definitely can't reach. You definitely can't reach. And we don't have dogs. So they're going to tell us the enemy is in retreat next turn, or he's just going to get away. It's possible he might just get away. And if that's the case, fine. Don't care. Yeah, it's over. Ah, nice drink. So, Hugo the Giant, level up. Kunold, also promotion. Bertwin, promotion. Yes! So 2 of our trainees, and Hugo as well, who is not a trainee, got promoted. We got another arming sword. That's great. We did get that shield, although I don't really care. We got a regular crossbow. Don't really care. Although, maybe I should switch our dude to a crossbow. It might be wise to switch him into a crossbow, because he's not shooting a lot with his bow, and he doesn't have bow mastery yet, so... I don't know. I'm going to consider that. I will consider that a possibility. So we got some promotions here. We also didn't take much damage at all, so I'm not too concerned about fighting this other group. Hugo, please, what did you get? You have fatigue. You actually have pretty decent fatigue right now. I mean, I could get you more, but when you roll +3s in melee skill and your defenses, I think I'm pretty much obligated to get you all of those, given your role in this party. And your perk is going to be, should it be Berzoik? Should we get you Boyzoik? Or should we get you like Sword Mastery? Do I want you to be a cleaver user as well, ultimately? I mean, I think you do well with your sword. But then I'd have to, I feel like I have to use Riposte occasionally then, otherwise it's like, what the fuck is the point? We will not get you reach advantage right now, that's for damn sure. We already got you Backstabber. Killing Frenzy. We could just make you a duelist. We could give you an... Well, no, you have Shield Expert. We're not going to make you a duelist. Never mind. We're going to give you Berserk. A little bit more offense to go with your defense, which is already pretty freaking solid. Kunold, who is level 4 now. You know what? I'm not a fan of your fatigue, but if this was a +4, I would take it. Since it's not a +4, I'm going to take a +3, +3, +3. That's amazing. The fact that you have stars and all those stats as well actually is really good. So yes, we will take that. And your next perk, sir, is Brawny. Yes, it is absolutely 100% Brawny, and that takes care of your fatigue nicely. We could put you in some heavier armor now, and we might even be able to stick you in the front row. What's your defense compared to his? 14 and 9 versus 12 and 17. You're probably better. You're a little bit worse for melee skill, but I mean, I can train that up. Your resolve is the same at the moment. Your initiative is technically higher right now, but that's going to go away when we put you in heavier armor. I think your fatigue will be better too, won't it? Maybe it won't. I don't know. It might not be. We might lose a lot once we upgrade your armor and shit. Yeah, I think you are actually better suited to going in the front row than Rymar is, sir. So I think what we're going to do here is a quick swap around. Rymar, I'm going to take your armor off completely, and we are going to give it to Cunnold here. And yes, you're at 67 fatigue with all of that. And you, I think, are going to be a capable frontliner. And I'm going to stick Rymar here in the back row with this stuff. He has 84 fatigue, so yes, it was the armor that was doing it mostly. You're going to participate in some battles now, Rymar, with your... I mean, you have sword mastery, and I'm giving you a jagged pike. But at least you're going to get in there and participate, right? Also, Bertwin, level up. +4? +4, yes! Also, +3 range defense, and I think we need to take the fatigue, right? Even if it's +2? Okay, so the question here is, do you take melee defense, do you take initiative, or do you just take fatigue? Like, the initiative rolled really good, melee defense did because we have 2 stars in it. But I never want you to participate in melee, so it's interesting that your skill there is actually higher than your range skill. No, I think we take the fatigue, even if it is +2. If we're going to make you a machine gunner eventually, we're going to want it. You're going to be a student, and that's good. Now, the question is, do we want to give you a crossbow? If we want to give you a crossbow, you're gonna have less range, but honestly, you don't have mastery yet anyway, so why don't we just give you a crossbow, and you'll need bolts, and not air... No, don't swap. Excuse me, take them off. Not arrows. Do I have, like, javelins or throwing axes or something? No, and I don't have more bolts. And you already have a pole arm. Do I have any other pole arms besides a pike? Like a billhook? No, I got a billhook on you. Long axe. Okay, well then you're going to use the pike. And you're going to use the crossbow. And hopefully we'll get some good old kills with you. I'm probably going to make you a bow user in the end, when we can get to bow mastery. But because your range skill is a little low right now and all that kind of shit, we're going to give you the slightly more accurate crossbow. We're going to hit closer targets. I've played this whole time with 2 archers in the back row, so it doesn't hurt me that much having you there. And I think what we're going to do now, that Ulfert should not feel useless in reserve anymore. No, he still felt useless in reserve. He has 2 won a battle, and he still has a felt useless in reserve. You piece of shit. Well, maybe we'll keep Ulfert in for 1 more, and then we'll get Cunnold in again in the next one. I mean, I did just swap Rymar, and I don't want to have all fucking trainees here. So we're going to go after these brigand marksmen. Lots of raiders and a hedge knight. Holy shit. There's 16, so some marksmen, lots of raiders, and a hedge knight. There's 1 hedge knight, so there are 15 remaining. Some is between 4 and 7, and lots is 8, 9, or 10. So 7... If there's 7, that means that there would be 8 left, so it looks like there's going to be 8 raiders in that case. Wow, okay. Well, that's going to happen in the next episode, because I am at 33 minutes. Thanks for tuning into this one. We'll do this battle next time.